evening and welcome to iBanker U News Tonight, Wednesday, February 4th, 2026. Here's a question you'll never hear asked on financial television, and there's a reason for that. What happens when JPMorgan dumps 84,000 silver contracts into the market late on a Friday when liquidity is thin and nobody is watching? Do those contracts represent real metal? Who buys them? Do they disappear? And why does the price fall instantly and every single time? Tonight, we're going to answer those questions using actual market mechanics, not talking points. And once you understand it, you'll never look at silver prices the same way again. And thank you to Beverly Nash, 8935, for the comment of the day. And it's that kind of question you'll never hear asked on CNBC, Bloomberg, Fox Business for reasons that will become obvious. And if you're looking for deep investigative financial analysis, the kind that treats viewers like adults instead of exit liquidity, you are absolutely in the right place. Tell a friend, share, like, and subscribe. And with that, alrighty then. Here are the questions of the day. What happens when a certain global behemoth dumps 84,000 paper silver contracts into the market late on the last Friday of the month? Do they get bought? And if so, by who exactly? Do the contracts disappear? Do we end up with fewer of them? Do the banks ever run out of contracts to manipulate the system? Why aren't the regulators stopping this? And when does the whole thing either collapse or get quietly removed from relevance? So great questions. Let's answer them. First, what's being sold? It's not silver. Each COMEX silver contract represents 5,000 ounces in theory. In practice, it represents price exposure only. Over 97% of these contracts will never see delivery, never see a vault, never see metal. When a global giant behemoth bullion bank dumps 84,000 contracts, they are injecting synthetic supply equal to hundreds of millions of ounces instantly, electronically, and with no mining, no refining, no logistics, no inventory constraint whatsoever. That alone should tell you that this is not a commodity market. It is a derivatives control system. Second, who buys this garbage? Not people who want silver. So who are the buyers? High frequency trading firms, momentum funds, other banks hedging books, market makers flattening exposure, specs who will be gone before lunch. They are buying volatility and duration, not metal. The holding period is measured in minutes or hours. Delivery is not part of the conversation. It's a hot potato of price risk passed around until it nets out. Third, do the contracts evaporate? Functionally, yes, but not magically. Most contracts are offset by an opposite trade, rolled forward, closed before first notice day, or cash settled quietly. Open interest rises, then falls. The price damage remains, the metal never moved, and this is how you smash price without touching supply, should you be so inclined. Fourth, will the banks ever run out of contracts to sell? You already know, but no. And this is where the public gets misled. Futures contracts are not inventory constrained. They are margin constrained and confidence constrained. As long as cash settlement is permitted, position limits are waived for commercials, and delivery rates stay low. Paper supply is infinite. The banks don't need silver. They need belief that delivery won't be demanded. So fifth, why are banks permanently short silver? Really good one here. Because they're required to be. Silver is not just an industrial input. It's a monetary signal. If trades against real rates, currency confidence, and sovereign credibility. Uncontrolled silver prices would be screaming things policymakers do not want screamed. So bullion banks act as synthetic producers, volatility suppressors, and most importantly, price shock absorbers. They're not betting silver goes down. They're enforcing orderly behavior, and regulators know this. Which brings us to the next question. Why isn't it being stopped? Because let's say you're a global giant behemoth bullion bank. You are the system. You create the trades. You clear them. Well, you don't create them. You clear them. You warehouse the risk. You provide liquidity. You are primary dealers. From a regulatory standpoint, this isn't fraud. It's stability management. When banks get fined years later, the fines are tiny, civil, and meaningless. No admissions, no structural change, cost of doing business. So when does this break? Well, not when silver runs out. It breaks when delivery demand rises materially, or when physical premiums decouple from futures, backwardation spikes, EFP spreads blow out, registered inventory drains faster than it can be reclassified, or cash incentives replace metal delivery as the norm. And here's the key point. The COMEX doesn't fail loudly. It fades quietly. Serious players stop using it for price discovery. Physical trades reference something else. Futures become a sideshow. The market doesn't end in collapse. It ends in disrespect. And when trust finally snaps, the paper price won't explode. It will simply stop mattering. Which is, of course, the one outcome nobody on television is prepared to explain. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Today marks our 10th day filing reports. We cannot be more impressed with the quality of the comments, the conversation, and the impressive depth of knowledge that our community has so far demonstrated in the comment section. We thank you for all of the story ideas, many of which we are developing and will be posted in the coming days. We have over a month of material, much of which comes from your comments and DMs. Please keep them coming. In the meantime, please like, share, subscribe, if we have earned it, to the sworn enemy of lying, smugness, Wall Street tyranny, and anything else directing you towards the wrong side of this trade. And as always, build that stack.